Hey there, it's Dusty with yet another story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for expecting money from my boyfriend's family? Well, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound great. For context, I, 18 female, have been with my boyfriend, 17 male, for 4 years. At the beginning of our relationship, we would split our time equally between both his house and my house so that we could be with each other's families and get to know them better. Since I have come to know my boyfriend's mom, she has always treated me as other. My grades weren't as good as her son's. That's not good. I don't have as great of a work ethic as him. Terrible influence. My hobbies and lifestyle differed to theirs. How strange. You can probably get the gist here. This sparked a tense environment whenever I came around for dinner, so I stopped seeing her. My boyfriend also noticed this and decided to spend most of his time at my house, as he had gotten into disagreements with her about it. Fast forward a couple of years and the situation is exactly the same. We rarely see my boyfriend's family, and my boyfriend is considered a third child to parents now. The issue is that my boyfriend's family has gradually stopped paying for him. We've taken him on a few holidays over the last couple of years and have gone on many days out, not to mention feeding him most nights too. My mom has always said that my boyfriend is a delight and he is welcome to stay here anytime he likes, but she would appreciate it if his family contributed to the cost of everything that we do for him. We are fairly well-off family, but looking at our finances, my parents have spent approximately £5,500 more on my boyfriend than my boyfriend's family have spent on me. How exactly is this being tracked? Well, look here. If you look here, you've exceeded the boyfriend budget this month. Most recently, my parents booked a few concerts for me and my boyfriend to attend this year. The combined cost of these concerts for my boyfriend's tickets alone added up to £300. When we brought this up to my boyfriend's family and asked if they would pay for him, they got angry and called us unreasonable. My mom said to them that she doesn't expect repayment right away, just within the next few months. This happened 5 months ago, and then my boyfriend's parents haven't mentioned it since. Fast forward again to last week, we booked our family holiday for the year, Italy. My boyfriend has previously told his family that we were planning on going, and they were nothing but positive. We discussed the dates and flights with them, and it seemed to be going well. However, when my family reached out and informed them of the cost of bringing my boyfriend, they flipped out again. This is an expensive holiday, and my boyfriend's family refuses to pay, let alone the holidays from previous years and the outstanding concert money. We're at a standstill and aren't sure what to do. I think that my boyfriend's parents should be offering my family money each week to cover him. Not much, only around 30 to 40 pounds, but they never have. To make matters more complicated, my boyfriend has a younger sister who his parents spoil all the time. In my opinion, parents should split their costs equally between their children, but that is not the situation here.
What in the Moira Rose is happening in this story?
There's so many wrong things happening. That's the end.
That's all we get.
That's the end of the story. That's all we get. Okay, so there's a lot happening here. I want to try to unpack it just one little peanut at a time. Okay, his mom judging you to the point where you feel so uncomfortable you can't be around her. Yes, that's not good. However, he chose to eat dinner at your house. Like, he chose to go to concerts with you. He chose these things. You guys planned these things and included him. And in most cases, in all but Italy, which is the most recent case here, in all of these cases, you planned something, you included him in it, you did it, and then you asked them for money, which you cannot do. You cannot do an extracurricular and afterward tell somebody that they owe you money for it without discussing it ahead of time, right? That's the kind of thing that you have to get them to agree to ahead of time. Otherwise, it's just a nice thing that you did. And you asking for money for a nice thing that you did afterwards makes it not as nice of a thing. You see where I'm going with this? The Italy thing, you're talking about it ahead of time, right? Here's the problem. You didn't get their input on it. You didn't get their approval on it. You didn't bring the money up in the beginning. You brought it up after hyping this thing up to them and telling them that you were planning on including him, and then talked about the money last. There is, this is more business focused here, but the saying is, if the concern is money, talk about it first. If budget is not a concern, talk about it last. In this case, you've taken the reverse approach, and where it is a concern, have talked about it last, sometimes even after the fact, instead of doing it up front. This is one of those things where you have to eat your frog on it. Them spending more or doting on his sister more, which there may be an age difference that accounts for this too, because then you would need to know what they've spent historically on their son for all of his life, and I'm sure you don't have that accounting handy. Them at least creating the perception that they dote on her more or support her more than they do him. Yeah, that's not good either. But again, like now you're jumping into somebody else's finances and trying to tell them how to parent, even though you're 18 years old. Your parents starting this whole accounting thing and like tracking things. And then I'm sure that's where the thought got into your head too about how parents should be splitting their costs 50-50 between kids and saying that that's how they should do those things too. It's fine that you have those beliefs. You don't get to impose those beliefs on other people. But it sounds like the way that she shit on you, the way that they, we'll just go ahead and say, dote on the sister and don't support the son at all. But again, he's choosing not to be there. So it's an ESH. It's an ESH. I'm going ESH. Had her drop the 10 and said, OP, you need to pay for all the expenses my mom did for your son. I beg your finest pardon. My late mom always treated us out for food and never once asked to be paid back. Yeah, it's not a nice thing when you ask for money for it afterwards. It's like assuming the sale. And if you don't have any kind of agreement ahead of time about being compensated for the cost that you're incurring, you don't get made whole from that. But 18, yeah, he should pay for himself. Yeah, I mean, they've been dating for 4 years, so this has been an ongoing thing since they were, 13 and 14, right? And we don't know if he has a job or not. Probably should. I think there's going to be a lot of culture shock for both of them when they get out there. However, I don't think budgeting will be a problem. Budgeting is the one strong suit that they have. They will be well accounted for as they start living an independent life here. Maybe too well accounted for. Daryl, I saw this week that you spent $51 at the gas station and your budget was only $49.